All right, looks like we have time code sync, but what we're going to do is just a nice little safety clap just to make sure we have everything nice and synchronized. We're going to wait until the tripod stops shaking as well. And three, two, one. All right, guys, we have here is the new Delta bag. This is part of their golf collection series. And as you can see, has the Delta emblem embossed into a golf flag, and maybe that's a stretch, but that could be a golf tee. I don't really see the bottom base or the top base for the ball, but nice little touch. It could have been. This material, I'm not sure the material. It seems like it could be waterproof. Let's find out. We'll spray a little bit of water on it, and yeah. Okay, so this does bead off. So if you were to get this wet, it looks like the water will bead off. So yeah, that's a awesome little feature there. Nice materials. All right, so we have this bag is made of traceable and recyclable materials, ensuring safe supply chains, and a cleaner world. So yes, global recycle standards. Thank you, Terry Town Bags. This is the collaboration. There's a little tag here, Terry Towns. Not sure if you've ever heard of them. I haven't, but you know, I didn't know Delta sold duffel bags either. So you learn something new every day. So basically, this is it. It's one big center cavity. You do have some storage here with the zipper. So there's some secured storage, if you will. Not too sure on these zippers. They're definitely not YKK. And stitching on this stuff seems to be, standard, if you will, air quotes. So yeah, we've got this zipper pocket on the inside. We've got two additional pockets on the opposite side. You could stuff, like smaller items in here. I probably wouldn't put anything too incredibly heavy. Again, just want to be wary of the stitching on these things. This is my first time ever hearing of a Terry Town bag, so we'll look them up and see how the stitching and how just the durability of their bags hold up in the long term. So we also have a exterior pocket here, zip pocket. It's got the webbing, so this doesn't fold all the way open. So if you have things down here, they're not gonna fall out when this opens if it's loaded up with stuff. But also not entirely secure in terms of, traveling through the airport or things of that nature. This is pretty wide open on that zip. Just make sure you are comfortable with whatever you put in that pocket. On the opposite side here, we've also got a shoe pocket, all right? So this is awesome. I love when they incorporate these into the duffel bags. Nice touch. So we'll see what we can do here. As a person who wears a size 15 shoe, this was super important to me because I've been looking for a duffel bag for quite some time, and I just wanted to make sure that I could carry an extra pair of shoes or maybe even two pairs of shoes. But I wanted to be certain that my size 15 would be able to fit in whatever pocket they gave me. So we'll check that out. And lastly, we have this large pocket on the front with the emblem. So this pocket takes up the entirety of the front of the bag here. So you could put pretty much whatever you wanted in here that would fit, with that kind of dimensions, if you will. Notice you have a flap over the zipper. These are not PU rated zippers. Or like I said, they're not YKK either, but this tab should help prevent any rain or anything like that getting into this, since the zippers are not waterproof. So something to know. All right, so what we're gonna do is just go ahead and kind of pack this out. You can probably see I've got a couple of random items here. Firstly, let's get some shoes in here. Like I said, I wear a size 15, so that was super important to me to make sure that I had some shoes here that were going to fit, or I had a bag that was gonna fit my shoes in it. So without any further ado, Got a pair of size 15 Nikes, and these are mid-tops, so they're not exactly low profile. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack these shoes in here. So let me turn this around, make it easy on myself. And we're gonna see if we could fit 2 pairs of shoes in here. So maybe you wanna have a pair of shoes to walk around in, or play a sport in, something along the lines of that, for all those who do the sports ball. Or maybe you have a function and you want to wear a nicer pair of shoes, something like this. So what we'll do is we've got sort of a casual situation here, nice pair of casual shoes, and you can see how much depth this is occupying in the bag. So that's 2/3 of the bag right there in terms of space. And yeah, you do have some storage remaining on both sides of this where the shoes are going to lay, but that cavity is going to be, I'd say, important to acknowledge. So we'll go ahead and put the other shoe in here. And hey, look at that. Always watch where you're stepping, folks. All right, so throw that shoe in here as well. So now we've got a nice set of dress shoes here. Well, just lost my light, but hopefully you guys could still see adequately for what we've got going on here. All right, so we've got 2 pairs of dress shoes in here, and I mean, we could probably throw some extra things in there, just random knickknacks, maybe even like a toiletry situation, or yeah, just throw a Ziploc bag in there of some random knickknacks, and I think that fits without any issue. So we will zip this up, and that part of the bag is done and packed. Now again, notice how much space this occupies in the bag here, and notice we've got this nice strap here, shoulder strap, you got hand straps here. These are about 1 inch on the webbing, and then they go to like a 1/2 inch, they fold in half. There's no padding here, which would have preferred to have some sort of padding here. Depending on how heavy you pack this duffel, this could begin to kind of wear down in your hands and, just gets heavy. They could have definitely took a nod from Peak Design. They have a similar handle here, basically the same thing, but this has padding, so, something like that would be nice. Moving forward, we've got to address the space that we have here left. So let's say we want to, take a trip with our duffel bag. I don't have these packing cubes packed out, but essentially you can get a packing cube in here. Actually, let's do it like that. Packing cube over there. Then we've got another packing cube that we'll put on the other side here. All right, so there are the 2 packing cubes. Now, let's remember, whatever we put in this pocket is going to push into the inside of the bag. So maybe we take this packing cube, we put it over here, and that's where that lives. Or maybe we just do something like this, Yeah, packing cube there, packing cube there, something like that, We've still got a little bit of space here. We've got room here on the back and forth, back and front rather. So let's utilize this pocket here. Let's say we are some nomadic travelers, if you will. We're gonna throw a laptop in here. This is a 15-inch MacBook, like a 2017 model. Here's an iPad. This is an 11-inch iPad Pro. Just gonna throw that in here as well. We've got some headphones, some Shure headphones. We'll throw those in there. And so this is packing in pretty well, to be fair. And our bag is starting to kind of frame up here. Now, I will say something that somebody's probably already thought about, but right here we are working with a pretty effective pack. However, there is 0, and I do mean 0 protection. This bag is paper thin. I mean, you might want to do something, depending on how much you love your stuff, like put in a piece of styrofoam or just something to make sure your very expensive devices are not damaged. You have some clothes on this side, so just a nice piece of protection there. Make sure your things are, protected. So that would have been nice to see something like this padding included into the liner, incorporated rather, into the liner of the bag. But, you know, what are you gonna do? So we'll throw that in there, make sure we have some protection for our gear. This iPad case has a keyboard case attached to it, so there's some built-in protection there. We'll just put the keyboard side facing outward, and there we go. So we've got kind of our tech side. Oh, let's just say you need to use this large pocket. If you've got kids or something, you just need to throw their random stuff in here. Well, we'll see how this all sizes up. So this really could be kind of like your catch-all pocket, because that's how I see this working. And we are all, oh, there's a little snag right there. Make sure you're watching out for that. These zippers are, they're not YKK, put it that way. So just make sure you're not getting cinched up or snagged on anything when you're pulling and any of these zippers to and fro to make sure your bag is loaded. Now that bag's got a little bit of weight to it already. So again, having some padding here would have been super clutch. Same thing with the strap here. This is just very basic. And I'm sure you can grab a strap that's got padding on there, or find another company that maybe has a sleeve of padding you could put on, similar to like something you would do for your seatbelt in a car. Again, just would love to have some padding here. Throw this on your shoulder, that kind of carry. So yeah, these, wanted to ensure that you could put these on a suitcase luggage. So for a pass-through with the luggage. I do not currently have my suitcase with me to physically show this, but we've got the pack. This is their 35-liter, basically travel anywhere bag, and they have the pass-through luggage here on the bottom. So what I've done is basically taken the width of this. Oh, I knocked off the camera. Sorry about that. So taking the width of this opening and the width of this strap, and they look about the same. So my deduction is that you could put this on top of your luggage. So that strap should work for luggage. The deduction is that you're able to put this strap over your luggage and wheel it through the airport like a sane person. All right, resyncing. So we now know you can use this as a luggage pass-through. Should work on both sides. Width-wise, it's going to work. You can also reduce this in terms of length, and you can use that potentially as a catch-all. So the bag, if it's on your luggage like that, doesn't fall over or become a little bit more, heavier on one side, unbalanced in terms of the weight, essentially. So let's pack out the rest of this bag here. We've got our packing cubes here. Got a camera bag, just kind of an old school camera, or not really old school, but just an older camera. Got a flash, battery on the side pocket here. And let's see if we can fit this into the bag. So maybe we'll turn that sideways. Yeah. All right, there we have it. And let's even take our jacket here. So we've got a basic jacket, just a zip up hoodie. We'll take this, fold it in half. that's there. And then maybe we'll utilize these internal pockets. Got an extra phone here. We'll throw that in there so it's secure. Got a wallet, throw that in there, nice and secure. Got a battery pack over here, so you can utilize this side pocket here. You know, if that gets stolen or something like that, falls out, not the end of the world. Take our keys and we'll put that here inside our inside zipper pocket along with our wallet again. So put the wallet on top so we have access to our funds. Maybe you got a garage key or a hotel key, something like that. You can have that replaced. Put this on the outside pocket, quicker access. And let's say you're doing like a nicer function. Maybe it's a wedding, you got your nice ballroom shoes, things of that nature. So if you're a little extra, kind of like me, you take things like this, steamer. So we're just gonna throw this in here and just kind of really see how much we can stuff this bag with. So we'll stick that over there. And yeah. All right, this is, woo, it is tight. It's a tight fit. Would really hate for that zipper to go on me the first test run, but let's see. All right, I'm gonna be honest, this feels like it's overpacked. That zipper does not feel secure in my humble opinion, so what we'll do is let's move this away from the initial part of the zip. We'll put something a little bit less restrictive right there. And even with this, I'm honestly not feeling pretty comfortable. So you can definitely overpack this bag. You can see here the zipper starting to bunch. And when that happens, you've got too much stuff in the bag. So let's take this out, see where our issue lies. And honestly, I think the issue is going to be the laptop. So note to self, maybe this outside pocket, you can't exactly be a stuff all pocket after all. I think there's a width restriction because this zipper can't get close enough to cinch. So sorry, my 5-year-old's gonna have to do without their book, or maybe we could find another spot for that. And like magic, it works. So something to note is maybe you zip the top first, then you come back over here and you do this exterior pocket. All right, so maybe let's see if we could fit our steamer back in here, because I want to make sure I'm looking great for this event that I'm going to. And off to the races. So there we go. That bag is packed and done. And there it is. You could probably fit this underneath the seat, albeit you may have to kind of push it in there just due to the pack. Certainly depending on how you pack this bag, obviously, you'll be able to do different things with it and accommodate it under different flights. But for the most part, you could certainly check this, and this will certainly fit over the seat as a carry-on. Pull whatever you need out, that big access pocket, and sit down, enjoy your flight. So, this has been another review from Sounds Like Tech, and sometimes it's not a tech thing, but it's things we put our tech in. So yeah, enjoy the new Delta duffel bag from their golf collection. Check it out. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more. Peace!